So recording. Here we go. So Hannah Rothmann, how would you summarize your internship?
I've spent 12 weeks making resources for training for Wikipedia and Wikidata and collating other people's resources and my resources and my line manager Ewan McAndrew's resources to put all onto a website that will sit in the Information Services Ed web page.
I think we just take a pause between.
Yeah, I'm just doing my rapid fire first response.
What was the best thing about working at the university, and in particular in information services? And as a sort of follow-up to that, obviously the position was a remote one. Did it actually feel like you were working at the uni in information services?
So I think the best part for working for the university this summer was that it showed me the kind of behind the scenes aspect of what goes on at the university, because just as a student you get a very one-sided view of things, and I think don't really appreciate how much goes on to ensure that you can stay learning. And I really like being part of the information services group because my degree is classics and I don't have that much experience in IT or using softwares or making things on a web page or anything like that. So that's been really great. And even though it was remote, I do feel that I didn't feel I was at the university, but I definitely felt that I was with a group of people working with the university, because I had my line manager and I was emailing other people within the uni, and even just getting the weekly bulletin updates made it feel like I was on some kind of mailing list. So yeah.
Was there anything that surprised you about working here, and any particular challenges or positives to working remotely?
I think I was surprised sometimes by what would get delayed. So in terms of waiting for software or waiting for a headset based on permissions within the university. So I think all those levels of processes that someone had to go to sort that out. And I really didn't, I think there's quite a good team feeling within the department, that even though everyone was remote, it did feel quite team-led, especially towards the end of my internship.
And what do you think you've learnt about A, Wikimedia, and B, sort of digital skills more generally?
I think I've learned, I don't think I can even begin to say what I've learned about Wikimedia. I've really delved into, well, just Wikidata and Wikipedia, and the fact that there's 11 other wiki projects, I think, means that it's quite in awe of how big the foundation is and the fact that it's non-profit. But I think what I've really enjoyed is the open knowledge and the access to information for all, that policy that drives Wikimedia, Wikimedians in residence, and any aspect of Wikipedia, and just this inclusivity. I think I've really appreciated how big a part that plays in Wikimedia and Wikipedia. So, and digital skills, I think I kind of never appreciated how much thought goes behind making someone's experience on a web page or on YouTube important. So I think just the little things about formatting or explaining something clearly to someone, I think that's what I've really learned important about digital skills.
Rocketing through these. What personal and work skills did you develop that you think might help you in future? So personal and work skills.
I think personally, in terms of communicating solely online and through video calls or emails, I think that's been the kind of online communication I've learned a lot about that this summer, because any kind of experience I'd had before was all in person, and where you can just chat to someone or ask them a question just across a desk. So that was important. And I think just also personally knowing how to structure my day and set up my time if I'm just staying in the same place and not really going anywhere because you're all just at home. And I think in terms of my work skills I've learned, there's been a lot of new skills in terms of like making a web page, how to make a video, how to edit Wikipedia and Wikidata, and new digital skills. So I think I've got a lot more experience in the online world and any kind of tools to use that.
And what achievement are you most proud of?
I think I'm most proud of the website. Whatever format it's in at the moment, there's obviously extra bits that could be added and it's always a work in progress. But I think I'm really proud of actually making the platform and making a set of videos and distilling knowledge, hopefully in a way that's understandable and reusable and accessible for all. So I think I'm really proud of that.
Okay. And do you have a most enjoyable or memorable moment over the last 3 months?
I think maybe the most memorable was at the end of my first week or second week was the Women in STEM Editathon with a talk from Jess Wade, and with I think Dr. Alice White was also there from the Wellcome Library, and I think that was a first proper introductory into this idea of open access to all knowledge for all, and the importance of filling knowledge gaps on Wikipedia, filling knowledge gaps on the internet, and kind of trying to break a cycle where it's just the same people are seen, the same people are heard. So I think that was quite memorable and set a tone for how I felt about Wikipedia and Wikimedia for the rest of the summer, really.
Cool. And okay, we're sort of coming towards the end. Do you have a biggest takeaway from your internship? And I guess maybe we could combine that with the second question. Biggest takeaway and what you would like your legacy to be from the internship?
I think my biggest takeaway must be my newfound experience with Wikimedia and exposure to all of the things that can achieve with Wikipedia and Wikidata and how it can go wrong. For example, the issues with Scots Wiki was quite to see how things went wrong there. And I think my legacy, hopefully I've made training materials that are accessible and will hopefully mean that Wikimedia and Wikipedia and Wikidata will be used more within the university. More students will use it, add to it, edit it, maintain it. Lecturers will get more involved and see that it's not like a big bad wolf, but actually something that can be useful and accessible for their students. So yeah.
Cool. You got your flatmates in the background. Okay. So we just got one last question, really. What advice would you have for others about the Edinburgh Award or becoming interns just generally, both at the university or in information services more specifically?
I think for my advice would be not to limit yourself from the start, and because I think a lot of people can see the criteria for the internship and think, oh, that's not me, but actually the skills that you have can be changed, transferred. You can take it to a different role, so you can use it for anything. So I think my advice would be to not limit what you think that you can do. You can actually learn how to edit Wikipedia. And then with the Edinburgh Award, I would say, make sure you structure your time and fulfill all the elements of the Edinburgh Award, but I think try and be creative with it to make it fun would be my advice.
Your flatmate's got a very loud voice.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's pretty much it. Basically, as long as you've had a, not horrendous summer I mean,
No.
obviously there was a horrendous week last week.
Oh, but that was always going to happen, I think.
Yeah,
That was always going to happen.
But yeah, you've learnt a few skills. You've created this
Yeah.
website, and I've spoken to Lorraine today, and she's got ideas of how we can communicate it across the university, trying to target different groups. What is it that's going to work for students? What is it that's going to work for lecturers? What is it that's going to work for the hierarchy of the university? And then if we demonstrate it here at the university and they're using this website and finding it useful, then it might be useful for other universities as well. And your videos and your website are going to have a real legacy, hopefully, so which is hopefully quite fulfilling and promising. And, if nothing else, you've hopefully got the Edinburgh Award coming your way. Has that been given to you?
Well, I actually got an email today saying that I've fulfilled all the criteria. I think they're going to post me an award, and they're going to add it to my here, which is, I think, the track of all my records or something.
So you should be getting a Celtic Knot fun pack coming your way as well.
That's exciting.
And Karen and I have put a little present coming your way as well.
Thank you
which should come to your address. It wasn't HR that needed your address. It was me and Karen. So we're gonna you'll get your present in 2 stages. Because
I'll let you know when it arrives.
Yeah, so if you find some random packages arriving, then it's from me and Karen. And Wikimedia UK might yet sort of like send you some swag from them as well. So cool. So we probably hop over to Zoom.
Yeah.
So if you want to grab a drink, and I can ping you the Zoom link if you don't have it handy.
Could you email it to me, because I don't have WhatsApp on my laptop, so
I'll email it to you. So
thank you.
I'm going to stop the recording and say thank you very much.
Thank you.